while I was growing up then, I didn't know so much. I was basically young and stupid. I didn't know anything, right?
Okay, let's go.
Hey you! Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber here, thank you so much. And if you're an old timer, thank you as well. So today I thought to share a few things that I know now at 29 that I didn't know at 21. You know, it's funny, right? In life, you realize that life is like an ever evolving learning process. It never ends. Every day is a new opportunity to learn something new, to gain new experiences, and all of that. So I realized that going back in time, a lot of things I did growing up in my early 20s were basically out of ignorance, right? Right now, the most of the things I know right now as at 29, because I'm 29 right now, I didn't know most of those things back then. So I was beginning to, weigh what I know now and what I didn't know many years back. So I'm going to be sharing 5 things I know at 29 that I didn't know at 21. First things first, I realized that I can't be more. Back then, while I was growing up, I thought life literally ended that once you're done with school, you get a job and that's it. Any other thing that happens to you is entirely up to you, up to your choices. But right now, I realize that there is more to life than just ending school, finishing out of university, going for NYSC, and then what next? Right now, I believe and I know that there is a whole lot happening in the world, and we need to start getting involved in things, going beyond our physical environment, your physical situation, your house, wherever it is that you find yourself right now. I realize that I can be more. I am capable of so much more than I even realized. If someone had told me a year back that I would diversify into tech, or that I would, be into tech in one way or the other, I would not have believed the person. I wouldn't have even known that I would take the turn I took in my career this time last year. I would never have believed so. So right now, I realize that I am so capable of a whole lot that I even care to give myself credit for. Right? So this is one very important thing that I'm realizing. And I don't think it's late. I don't believe that I just found out late. No. I believe that in Igbo there's this saying that this simply means whenever it is that you wake up is your morning, right? Whenever it is that you realize or you find out something new for yourself, it is not late. The most important thing is you have come to that realization, you found out that. Second thing that I have found out at 29, or that I know now at 29 that I didn't know when I was 21, is the fact that my best years are not over yet. Most people would always think your early 20s, between 20, 21 to maybe 25, 26 are most probably your best year. That if you don't get it right during those years, you're never going to get it right. Well, let me just bust your bubble. There is no age limit to success. There is no age limit to learning, to discoveries, and to new adventures, right? My best years are way gone. My best years are now, and my best years are still in the future. Every day, we learn new things, you explore, you go on adventures, you find out new discoveries for yourself, your career, and all of that. So I believe that my best years are right now. My best years are still in the future. I haven't even experienced the best of my life yet. So this is one realization I have come to know in my late 20s. And no, it is not yet late. It is not yet late for me to put my mind or to believe that I'm going to get to a certain height or to a certain career height, as I have always wanted way back in my early 20s. Another thing that I know now in my late 20s that I didn't know before is the fact that the friends that I have had for the past 15 years plus now are most probably going to be my friends forever. Because like I said in one of my other videos, adult friendship is hard, right? If you're trying to make friends as an adult, it's really hard. And I believe that the friends that you're going to have for life are most probably the friends you made right from when you were little or in your growing up years. So I have realized that The friends I've had for the past 15 years are most probably going to be my friends for life, right? Because I've realized that I've shared intimate moments, I've created such beautiful bonds with this set of people. Like, the formative part of my life, the better part of my lives have always been with this set of people. Their children are now like my nieces and nephews, and we've created so many memories that we're all going to grow old with. Now, this is one realization: hold your friends dear. Love the people that love you, right? Be kind, be good to people, and you find out that it makes life a whole lot better, a whole lot easier. Another thing is, life has no blueprint, right? A lot of persons are going to get married early, some might not at all, some will get married but it could be at a later time in their lives. A lot of persons are going to give birth to 5 children, a lot of persons won't even have one, a lot of persons will finish school immediately, get a great job, and then some other persons would finish school and they won't even see half of the job that the other person has. The popular saying that life ain't fair, life is not fair, is true. Because just like our 5 fingers, right? We all know that our 5 fingers are not equal. The same thing applies to life. Everyone is distinct in their own way. Everyone is different in their own way. And then when you come to this realization, you find out that you deal with people better. You relate more with people because you know that this person's situation might not necessarily be the other person's situation. Now, what does this mean? It simply means you treat people with kindness. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what you don't know what someone it could be experiencing or the kind of situation the person could be in. Right now, this perspective has made me realize in life, respect people's journey. Respect people's journey. Never underestimate anyone you see in this life. This life is very funny. Life is really funny. The person you're looking down on today could literally be somewhere that you've always been looking up to get to. I'm telling you, life will deal you such a hard blow that you would think you would think it was something else, but really that's the truth, right? You never look down on people because you don't know what tomorrow holds for that person you're looking down on. Time and time again, I've come to realize that there's no manual to this life. Honestly, there is no manual to this life, and that's the truth, right? So when you come to this realization, you see life in a whole new light entirely. You guys, karma does exist. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but let me share this with you guys. A few years ago, during my growing up years, my early 20s or thereabouts, I lived with a family relative. Okay, so most times I'll be served food in the house, and I might not be hungry, so I would kind of like trash the food, or I won't eat it, food wastage and all of that. I would be scolded and I would see it as, all these teenage nonsense we did while growing up. But now I'm grown, I have my own family, I have my own house. And then I have family relations come to my place. Sometimes they'll be served food and they might not want to eat, they might not be hungry, and then the food will go to the dustbin or to the waste bin. I would see this kind of thing and it will hurt me, it will pain me. And then I realized that karma is actually a bitch. But then the lesson I learned in this is this, right? What you don't want to be done to you, don't do it to another person. That's the simple truth, right? Back then, I didn't realize that what I was doing was actually food wastage, right? Now that I'm all grown, I am working, I'm earning money, I actually know how much it costs to get these things in the house, right? So for me to see another person doing this thing to me that I once did to someone many years ago, it hurts. While I was growing up then, I didn't know so much. I was basically young and stupid. I didn't know anything, right? But now that I know better, I realize that what you don't want to be done to you, do not do it to another person. And this principle applies basically to every facet of life, not just in food, not just in household or whatever. It applies to basically everything you do in this life. Anything that you wouldn't want to be done to you, that if someone does this thing to you, you will not be happy, then basically don't do it to another person. It's as simple as that, right? Karma is actually real. The next is I've learned to appreciate people now, because the world is fleeting by. Life fleets, life comes at you so fast, right? That all of a sudden you realize that this person that used to be here is no longer here. And this is just the principle of life. Appreciate the people that you have right now, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your colleagues, whatever, people around you. Appreciate them, love them, be present. Because there's this Igbo song, Onyi furu taa, agaghị afụ ya ọzọ. This simply means the person that you see today, you might not even see this person tomorrow. Life fleets by, right? So just be good, be present, appreciate the people in your life, love like there is no tomorrow, love like your life depends on it. Life is really simple. It's just we human beings, we just like to make things complicated, and that's the simple truth. Another thing I've come to realize is not letting my past define me. Growing up, I used to think that once you make this mistake and then maybe this thing happens or something happens, there is no fixing it, there is no rectifying it. You get to live, even though partially or it's kind of true. But then I've come to realize now in my later years that my past does not necessarily define me. Growing up, I made a lot of mistakes. Growing up, but I've come to realize that my past mistakes will not define me, will not define my present situation or my present condition or the way my future would be. I've decided to look past my mistake. I've decided to look past my shortcomings, my wrongdoings, and look to the future, because I believe that there is so much more that I could possibly do to correct any past mistakes I may have made. My past does not define me, and that is the principle that I live by. Whatever mistake I made in the past, I have atoned for it, and I look to the future, because in Igbo we always say Nkiruka. This simply means the one in front is better or bigger. Another thing I realize is there is always a silver lining behind every cloud, every storm that we weather in this life. Yes. Many years ago, I would always think, once something happens, that is the end of it all. There is no coming back from this. And once something doesn't go my way, that is it, I give up and all. But no, basically, I just believe that anything that happens to me, or anything I come by, or any situation I find myself in, whether it goes my way or it doesn't, there is always a purpose for it. There is always a lesson to learn from every experience, whether it goes according to plan or not. I live my life every day picking lessons from my experiences. If I do something today and it doesn't work, I pick lessons from it. Tomorrow I re-strategize and then do the same thing, and I get the result that I've always wanted, right? So that's one principle I've come to live by in life. Every situation or every storm that I weather, I've always learned to pick lessons from them, and there is always a silver lining. You might not see it now, but sooner or later you get to realize that every situation or any condition or any experience you may have passed through in life, there is always a silver lining behind it. And the earlier we realize this, the better. So these are the few things that I've come to realize in my late 20s that I didn't know in my early 20s. So my advice to younger ones watching me is just take charge of your life. Be bold, be resilient, and explore, do things. Let the world be your oyster. Go out there, do new things, break new experiences for yourself. And you find out that as you age, as you grow in life, you look back on your younger years and you feel so proud of yourself and all the things that you may have or you must have achieved along the way. Okay, so that is that for that. I just thought to share these few tips or these few experiences of mine, because there could be someone out there who would find this beneficial, or who would watch this video and learn from my mistakes, or learn from what I have gone through in life, or learn from my past experiences. So that is that for that. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.